Should parents make their child say sorry? Welcome, dear parents, to a journey into a question that has surely crossed every caregiver's mind. Should we make our kids say sorry? When a child does something wrong, whether it's spilling a glass of water by accident or snatching a toy on purpose, our instinctive reaction is often, say sorry. But does that apology actually teach them something meaningful? Or is it just a way to move on from the moment? Today, we're diving into what kids really think about apologies, when they matter, and how we can help our children say, "I'm sorry," in a way that's heartfelt and sincere. Based on fascinating research and real-life parenting experience, this conversation is designed to be warm, insightful, and easy for every parent to follow. Let's begin by outlining the key ideas we'll explore. First, children understand the concept of apology much earlier than we think, even by the age of 4. Next, apologies are especially meaningful in moral situations, such as when someone is hurt. Third, saying sorry isn't just about words, it's a way to mend relationships and teach responsibility. Finally, how we guide our kids to apologize plays a crucial role, because forcing them doesn't always help. Now, let's get started. What do young children think about apologies? Helping kids understand the meaning behind the words. Have you ever wondered what your child really understands when they say, "I'm sorry"? Surprisingly, even by age 4, children can sense the emotional power of those words. Researchers have found that kids understand an apology can help others feel better. Even preschoolers value peers who apologize after doing something wrong. They're more likely to play and cooperate with those kids. There's a fascinating study on this. Researchers divided children aged 4 to 7 into 2 groups. One group experienced a peer who apologized after wrongdoing. The other didn't. What happened? The children who received apologies felt better and viewed their peer more positively. Another scenario was even more powerful, when a child accidentally knocked over a block tower someone else was building. The ones who received an apology were still sad, but more willing to share stickers with the apologizing child than with one who stayed silent. This shows that even if emotions are still raw, apologies help build forgiveness. And when a child goes further to repair the situation, like helping rebuild the tower, the effect is even stronger. So in a way, an apology becomes the first step in teaching kids how to make things right with others. When is it really necessary to encourage an apology? Now we arrive at a question many parents debate. When is saying sorry truly necessary? Some people think, they're just kids, they don't understand yet. But science tells us otherwise. Kids are far more emotionally aware than we give them credit for. In a survey of 483 parents with children aged 3 to 10, almost 96% agreed that children should apologize when they intentionally upset someone. And 88% said it was important even when the harm was unintentional. Fewer than 5% believed apologies were pointless. Parents especially emphasize the need for apologies in moral situations, like hurting a friend, stealing, or being unfair. For minor rule breaking, like interrupting or bending game rules, they were less strict. This tells us that apologies are more than just good manners. They're a way for children to learn about responsibility and consequences. The real value isn't in the words alone, but in helping kids connect their actions with how others feel. Apologies help mend friendships, a way to repair and reconnect. Imagine this scene. Your child makes their friend cry, and you instinctively ask them to apologize right away. Why do we do this? Because we know, deep down, that an apology can be like a bridge, helping children mend the small cracks in their relationships. In the same research, parents shared that they especially wanted their child to apologize when the victim was a friend. A timely, sorry, can smooth things over and keep a young friendship from suffering long-term damage. And beyond that, in more serious cases, like when someone gets physically hurt, Apologizing helps kids take ownership of their actions. When we ask our children to say sorry, we're really helping them understand what I did affected someone else. That's the beginning of empathy. Of course, not all parents think the same. Some are more relaxed, less focused on discipline, and therefore less likely to insist on apologies. This shows us something important. A family's approach to parenting deeply influences how children learn about saying sorry. The secret to a sincere apology: helping kids mean it. By now, you might be wondering, how do I get my child to say, "I'm sorry," without it sounding forced? This is the fun, and most rewarding, part. Studies show that how we guide our children makes a huge difference. In one study, researchers asked kids aged 4 to 9 about 2 types of apologies. One where the child understood the reason and apologized on their own. And another where they were forced to say it, as in, "Say sorry right now." The results were clear. 90% of the children felt better when they had the chance to understand and apologize voluntarily. Only 22% thought a forced apology could make the other person feel better. What does this tell us? If a child isn't ready or doesn't understand what they did wrong, forcing them to apologize might actually backfire. Instead, sit down with them and gently explain. Did you notice your friend was sad? How do you think they felt when that happened? When kids truly understand the situation and apologize of their own free will, the words are much more genuine. And if your child is still resistant, don't push. Focus instead on repairing the harm, comforting the friend, cleaning up a mess, or fixing what was broken. The apology will come when your child is emotionally ready. Final thoughts. Teaching apologies is a life lesson. So, we've traveled through the landscape of childhood apologies, from how early kids grasp the idea, to when it really matters, and how we can make it more meaningful. What we've discovered is that, "I'm sorry," isn't just a phrase. It's a life lesson in empathy, responsibility, and connection. Next time your child makes a mistake, take a pause, sit down with them, talk it through, and help them understand what went wrong. When the apology comes from the heart, your child learns more than just manners. They learn how to grow into someone kind, thoughtful, and emotionally intelligent. And that, dear parents, is a gift that lasts a lifetime.